We were tasked to encourage School of Computing students to take up international mobility opportunities. But first we had to find out why these students tend not to take the opportunities in the first place. This video showcases our research into this subject. As with any research project, data collection is important. We chose to conduct multiple interviews, focus groups, and a couple of empathy maps. In order to gather the data we needed. Interview. A face-to-face interview is probably the most common form of data collection method. It is a qualitative tool and provides advantages over other data collection methods, including the ability to plan for the interview, the accuracy of the participants, the capture of verbal and non-verbal cues, as well as capturing the subject's emotions and behaviours. But it does have some disadvantages too. You have to have a consenting participant, may not receive quality data, and the interviewer may not do a great job. Focus groups. A focus group is a qualitative tool which is about engaging a discussion within a group of people, but is not considered an interview. It utilises non-verbal behaviour and research input. It is participatory, dynamic, inclusive, and it gives useful insights from multiple participants. But it does have some disadvantages. The environment can influence responses, and the topics can be sensitive for some participants. Empathy maps. An empathy map is a quantitative tool to help synthesize observations and draw out unexpected insights. You can discover new perspectives from your own view, identify needs and insights. However, they can be time-consuming. Interviews, focus groups, and empathy maps are the tools that we used to gather data which allowed us to conduct our research project. If you ask any former international student if they enjoyed their time abroad, they'd probably tell you something like this.
I really enjoyed it. I mixed with so many different cultures and my experiences were crazy. I loved every moment of it and I would do it again.
They all seem to have a great time. So why is it that School of Computing students don't take up international mobility opportunities? I went to Napier School of Computing to ask someone who might know.
My name's Simone. I am the placement coordinator for the School of Computing.
Why is it that computing students study at home rather than take up mobility opportunities?
We have sufficient applications at the first stage. When it comes to actually confirming and going through with the exchange, well, there's a dropout there.
So now that we know that some computing students are applying to study abroad, but they tend not to follow through with their plans, why is this?
It's something we're trying to find out more about. Like, do we need to provide more support between the application stage and the confirmation stage?
Once we knew how Napier's international mobility team felt about School of Computing students, we went to the students themselves so that we could get their opinions. We held a focus group with 6 School of Computing students. We asked students where they are from, 4 from the United Kingdom, 2 international students. Do you know about the international mobility opportunities that Napier provides? We found that 5 students said yes, while 1 said no. Have you considered to apply for a trimester abroad? 2 of the students had already studied abroad. 1 of them would have liked to, another had commitments so couldn't. 1 didn't know enough about funding, and 1 didn't know anything about the international mobility opportunities. 2 types of personalities caught our attention. We decided to create 2 personas, Dave and Sarah. Dave is afraid that going abroad would affect his grades badly. He doesn't know anything about the costs and has a problem with finding the process of going abroad. He has a lack of information. He's loyal and traditional, comfortable and safe, but has commitments at home and doesn't know the process of going abroad. Dave doesn't want to miss an opportunity to get good grades during his education. He's afraid that going abroad would risk that. We are then able to design an empathy map to summarise what Dave thinks, feels, hears, sees, says and does. Dave thinks it is important to get good grades. He was feeling good about going abroad, but changed his mind when he thought about the cost and the fees. Maybe it's better for him to stay at home. He hears good things about going abroad and rumours that you can get bad grades from going abroad. He sees not enough information about costs or fees and the benefits this investment can lead into his future. Also, he says that he doesn't know much about going abroad, but he thinks that it will cost a lot of money and maybe hurt his grade. His worries are fees and the fact that good grades can be risked, but he will have the potential to learn more about himself, experience things that can lead to getting a better job easier. On the other hand, Sarah is very outgoing, confident and curious. She already went abroad and wants to encourage other students to study in foreign countries. She's confident and curious, spontaneously and aiming high. She wants to travel and school comes second to her. Sarah wants to travel during her studies abroad to gain experience and to get new friends. This puts the education sometimes in the background, which can risk her getting good grades. Here's her empathy map. She thinks and feels it's important to challenge herself and to gain confidence by going abroad. This experience really helped her grow as a person. She believes everybody should do this. She heard good things and that more opportunities can come if you study abroad. You can still get good grades and have fun at the same time. She actually searched for the information herself and got student grants and an extra part-time job to solve the financial part of going abroad. Sarah says this is the best time of her life and that she would recommend it to everyone. You can learn these things without going out of your comfort zone and going abroad. She doesn't know how it will turn out to be in the future, and she missed her home, family and friends while she was there. Lastly, she feels confident and spontaneous. This combination makes her happy. There are multiple ways which Napier's communication with School of Computing students could be improved to get more of them involved with international mobility opportunities. In order to address Simone's issues, that students who do sign up tend to drop out, we propose that more resources are made available to help students through the application process. This support could come in the form of a video series which will help students step by step. There could be videos on the application process, what funding is available, how to navigate foreign countries, show recommended accommodations, how to find a job overseas, a showcase of everywhere you can study, and testimonials from students who have previously studied abroad. Another way that more support could be provided for students who plan on studying abroad is to talk to students who have previously studied abroad. Hearing from students who have done it themselves and will be able to answer any questions about their time could help reduce the fears people have, whether that be about funding, finding accommodation, or just general advice about living in a foreign country. He could really benefit from the step-by-step series of videos I mentioned earlier. Dave's main concern with travelling to study was that his grades would go down, but if Dave could talk to former international students, then he may find that the experience outweighs this. If Dave wanted to apply to study abroad, he would likely first visit the international section of the myNapier website. Your first time visiting the page is so overwhelming and it's unclear where to navigate to. Clicking on the exchange button leads you to 6 more links, all unclear where they will lead. A new, easily understandable website would go a long way when informing students about Napier's mobility program. Sarah was unsure of how time away would actually be. A way that she could see what it's like is to have the university set up an Instagram account for the students currently abroad to post on. We suggest a flyer is given out at the Freshers' Fair. This would contain some very basic information, most importantly letting students know how to get in touch with the International Mobility Team. It would be great if the International Mobility Team could organise with lecturers to come into classes and give a quick talk about studying abroad. By coming into lectures and talking directly to students, this ensures that everyone would know that Napier offers the opportunity to study overseas. And those are all the ways that we think that School of Computing students can benefit from an improved process of how to study abroad.